Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's conversation is a tender and important one. We are talking about motherhood through grief and the journey of a mother who carries so much grief and loss at the same time. So, this is a safe space for honesty and compassion and understanding, no judgment. And if this topic is very close to your heart, please take care of yourself as you can and know that you are not alone. So today I'm joined by my dearest friend. We've known each other for about 3 years, but we have seen each other for maybe less than 5 times. But we do have phone call conversations that are very long, as if we've known each other for years.
That's true.
So she has become a friend. We have so much in common, surprisingly. Whenever I say something, she'll say, me too. You get me. You totally get me. So I'll give this time for her to introduce herself.
Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. My name is Perseverance Nkomo. And thank you so much, Prudence, for having me. It's really a pleasure to be on your show, podcast.
Welcome. Yes.
And I hope we learn one or two things from this conversation. And those that can relate, I'm sure you will definitely relate. And if you don't really have any experience with grief, I hope you learn something, one or two things from our conversation. And I hope to help a sister or two from the conversation. Thank you once again.
Welcome, Perseverance.
Thank you.
I can call you Percy.
Yes.
As always. Okay, so we are going to start with an icebreaker. And this icebreaker, you need to finish the sentence, which I will start. Okay? You just need to finish with a word or a phrase.
Okay.
Or even another sentence.
No
Okay,
problem.
so the first one, right now I'm grateful for.
My husband and my children.
Amen. Amen to that. And one small thing bringing me peace is, like bringing you peace.
Knowing that there's a God in heaven who watches over me, who's got my back, and who understands me better than anyone else does.
That's very powerful.
Thank
and you are
you.
very blessed.
Thank you.
Today I choose to
Be myself,
yes,
be vulnerable,
yes,
and tell my story from my own perspective.
and if I could breathe out one word, it will be
Perseverance.
perseverance, just like her name, to persevere.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you. So we're having a discussion today, and Percy brought today a story which has happened, is happening, but it's all surrounding grief. And thank you for being here once again. Feel comfortable to share a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thank you once again. So, like I said, my name is Perseverance. I'm the oldest in my family, meaning I'm the firstborn. I am a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a sister. I'm a friend of many people, and I just love real stories, real conversation, honest conversations
Yes.
is what I like. And I was a lecturer before, working in a private university. I'm a business person, very ambitious entrepreneur.
I agree.
I carry a lot of things with me. Yeah, some of them I think I'll remember them later, but yeah, for now I think the most important ones are I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm a lover of God as well. I'm a Christian, so yeah.
Amen. Amen. All right. So when did grief become part of your story?
Oh, okay. This is kind of a long story, but
Yes.
I'll just briefly break it into two parts. So I think the first one is grieving my identity. So like I said, I've always been this ambitious person. Those that know me to be very ambitious. I had my dreams of being a super businesswoman. And the moment I had a child, I thought I could actually fit in my baby in my business schedule. But no, it wasn't like that. So having a child, my firstborn, I felt like I lost my identity. So there was a point when I felt like I was actually grieving my identity because I had built this thing from inside to say, you know what, I'm going to be big, I'm going to be successful. And having a child made me realize that I need to kind of let go a little bit of all the ambitions that I have. Not to really let them go totally, but I had to be realistic because there was a child needing my attention, giving me sleepless nights. And unfortunately, at that time, I was staying with my parents because, I mean, in my culture, when you have a first child, you go live with your parents.
Yes.
So my husband was around somewhere, but we weren't staying together. So my mom was a busy mother. She was a working mom, and she was working in another town.
Right.
So I wasn't with her all the time. So even in taking care of the baby and, you know, the help, any help, there was really no one to help me. If I needed something, I just needed to just call my husband to come and help me. And it was so stressful. So I think that would be the first thing, like grieving my identity, because I'm no longer this powerful, successful businesswoman that I thought I'll be. And then the second one is very dear and personal to me. 6 years down the line of motherhood, I lost my young brother in a tragic way. And because it was in a tragic way, I did not expect that to happen. But because I'm the firstborn, you know, this powerful firstborn, so I believed, I thought I needed to be there for my parents and everyone else, but not myself. So losing a brother, you're the firstborn, I needed to make sure that everything is taken care of, you know, from the burial arrangements, from the choice of clothes that my brother was going to wear, from, you know, making sure that the food is there and everyone is all right. You know, I felt like it was my responsibility. And that was 6 years in my motherhood. And that was the first experience. Then the second one, it came about 11 years later. It was grieving my own mother. And I think this one really took a toll of me because my mom, from the day when she was not feeling well, when she was ill, she was staying with me. And at some point, she was staying with a best friend, with my family members, of course. But like I said, I'm carrying this weight of this strong firstborn, this ambitious entrepreneur, and I was a lecturer. So, you know, when you have all these titles, you are thinking no one should see your pain.
Yes.
Or you're trying by all means to hide it because a lecturer is powerful, you know. You stand in front of students, you have this command as a businesswoman, you are a wife, you can't really show your weakness, let me say, and people expect you to be strong. But yet I was grieving inside because I've just lost a mother. Outside I'm carrying all these titles, but inside I'm also a daughter who has just lost a mother.
So did you find time to really grieve or mourn since you were the firstborn and still you had so many responsibilities after the death of your sibling and your mother? Did you really find time to yourself to think and reflect? Did you find that time as a mother with responsibilities?
To be honest, no. Even up to this day, I always tell my husband that I feel like I never really grieved. So I would say no. Maybe let me give you the reasons why. So with my brother, like I said, my mom and my dad, they were there. And I thought, I mean, my mom and my dad is actually hypertensive and diabetic, and my mom was diabetic. So I thought I could carry that burden for them. So instead of them being stressed, let me be the one to, you know, to show up and to stress more. So I was carrying all the weight myself, you know, trying to be there for everyone else but myself. And then for my mother now, my mom actually passed away in my presence. And because she did in my presence, it actually worse than I can ever imagine. Yeah, because she died when we were actually talking in the hospital. And the time when she died, it was during the COVID days. And I was the only one allowed to go into the hospital to see her. So she wasn't really ill like for a long period of time. It was maybe roughly about 3 or 4 months, then she was gone. So that that also, the way she died and
And you were
everything else
there.
about,
Yeah.
I mean, it just destroyed me. And the funny thing is also my mom, I don't think she knows this other side of me, because I was always acting like her anchor. I didn't want to see her stressed, so I wouldn't cry or show any,
Yeah.
emotions in front of her, because I thought if I cry in front of her, or if I show her how stressed I am, she's gonna be even more stressed and maybe die off because of that. So I would act like I'll put on this picture, I'll put on this this face to say, what, I've got this.
I have it.
Yeah. So to be honest with you, it was not really an easy journey, because I've always had to live this life of being strong. Maybe because people see me as strong, but
Yes.
deep down I have this very soft heart. I'm a very soft and sensitive person. So yeah.
Did your grief start when she passed away, or it started a few days when you felt like, I think she's going to leave us?
Okay. So the funny thing is, if your loved one is very ill, okay, even if they're not very ill, but if they're ill, there's never a point where you see them dying. I think some people can actually relate or agree with me that if it's someone that is very close with you, you don't really see them dying. So let me just give you a little bit background about my own mom. My mom, I think the only time when she went to the hospital was when she was giving birth.
Right.
So she was never really an ill person, even though she was diabetic. She was not even on any medication. So now my mom is ill,
She's the one ill now.
and I'm thinking, this is a superwoman.
Yes.
I mean, she can't let death
Yes.
come over her.
Yes.
I mean, she's too strong for all this. Because that was the picture that I had about my mom. This powerful, strong being that could even overcome death.
Yes.
I know it might sound so stupid or silly, but I saw her as someone who was very powerful
Yes.
and somehow supernatural. The whole illness journey
Yes.
got a toll of me. It really, got everything out of me, because, like I said, I was the only one going to the hospital. I would go with my dad and my husband, but they'll remain in the car. My siblings were always there, but no one was allowed at some point. So going into a room, into the
It's
hospital,
you.
it's just me. So the person who sees how she's feeling today, it was me. And I was the one carrying all the information, all the report,
The paperwork.
everything. It was me. So you can just imagine, it was just something
Yeah.
else. So, but I never saw it coming, even up to the last minute, because when she died, we were actually talking. It was that bad. And I remember the very last time when we were speaking, I found her in her room, and she had put, I think they'd put her some tubes in her neck, and that killed me.
Yeah.
So I just excused myself. I went to the toilet, and I
You
cried.
cried.
It was my first time crying, like not in her presence, but
Yes.
in the hospital. I went out and I just cried. When I came back, I was just, my tears, I had wiped them off, and I was this macho woman, this superwoman, as always. Up until she died.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't take her more than 30 minutes when I was in that room for her to just die. But so
Yeah. So, what is something people often misunderstand about grieving as a mother?
the fact that I'm showing up
Yes.
doesn't mean that I've healed. The fact that I can answer your call
Yes.
and talk to you doesn't mean that I'm okay deep down. The fact that I'm a lecturer, or I am in academics, or I am a working mom, doesn't mean that I don't grieve my mom or my sibling. The fact that I can stand in front of people and speak doesn't mean that I'm not carrying any pain with me. So I think people need to understand that showing up for some of us, like firstborns or whoever, it's not really a choice. I just have to do it.
You have to.
Yeah, so that's how we feel. And the other thing is, maybe from where I come from, there are certain people that don't really understand what grief is all about. Grief is not really about, it's not a show. It's a process. It takes time, and everyone is different anyways. People normally often judge people and say, oh, I thought you'll be crying by now. I mean, everyone is just different. And because we're different, we've got different personalities as well.
Yes.
We grieve differently.
And the relationship between you and the person who passed away, that's how it's different. How you
Exactly.
related to your mother and how your siblings, how your aunties related to your mother. I think it has an impact on the grieving time.
Exactly. I always say that. I mean, from my family, honestly speaking, everyone loved mom, like my siblings. But like you're saying, we grieve differently.
Yeah.
So there was a period when she was admitted for 2 weeks. We're going there every day. Then the other time she was admitted for 29, she died on day 29. So we're going there every day. I mean, can you imagine showing up every day? And back at my workplace, I'm actually working as well. So I'm going for my lectures to see my students, to give them assignments and do my work. I had an opportunity at some point to be with my sister and my dad. They were living with me. So my sister at least will help me with, the
Some
daily
chores
tasks and stuff
everything.
like that,
Yes.
which was very good. And I appreciate her so much for that. And my dad was always there for me emotionally. My husband, they were always there with me. I mean, they wouldn't go inside with me
But
to the
they'll
hospital.
go with you.
Yes. So no one can actually understand what will be going on. So in as much as we're coming from the same mother, same parents, but we're all different.
We're all different.
And even our personalities are just different. So we
Yes.
grieve differently. And people should understand that.
Yeah. So, did you have more support besides from your husband and from your father during that time when you were looking after your mom when she was sick? Also, was there more support after your mom had passed away?
To be honest, I think the one thing that really helped me is my faith. There's nothing as powerful as knowing that there's a God in heaven, because when you grieve, no one can take away that pain.
No.
And no one understands it, funny enough. Not even your husband, not even your siblings, not even yourself. Because you've got a lot of unanswered questions. But this is the only time when you need to shift to God and say, you know what, God, this pain is just too much for me. I just don't even know. It's not even making sense. Because death never makes sense.
Yeah.
You are asking God a lot of questions. You're asking yourself a lot of questions. Why is this happening to me? Why is she dying? I mean, in front of my eyes. Why is this strong woman what's happening? So you've got lots of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
And the only person who can make sense, I think, is God.
It is.
So I think my belief as well helped me, just knowing that there's a God in heaven. Because before my mom died, the last words that I said to her, and I always asking myself, I don't think I was talking to my mom. I think I was talking to myself. I said, Mom, God is in control.
Amen.
No matter what happens. And the moment I said those words, she started,
Yes.
convulsing. And that's when she died. But she had nodded to agree, But now looking back, I don't think I was talking to her. I think I was talking to myself.
Yes.
Even though afterwards it didn't make any sense to say, how is God in control when my mom is dying? I mean, my only
In
friend.
this situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is there still grieving? Do you have some times where you are just so low thinking of these deaths? How are you feeling right now at this moment? Is it a continuous thing, a continuous grief since your mom passed away?
I think it is. I think there's no, maybe it's different now, but I always feel like I'm always grieving.
Yeah.
Because days are never the same.
Yes.
Anyway, Some days I miss her more. Some days I miss my brother more as well. Some days I just think of everything that we did and shared. Even though there was a time at some point where I just didn't even want to think about, even looking at her pictures, I just didn't want to talk about her or anything. So I think I'm still in the grieving process, even though there are some things that I'm learning to accept and let go of. It has not been an easy one, to be honest with you, because I feel like for my brother, I never grieved. And maybe when I was trying to, my mother. So I just feel like I've never really grieved properly.
Yes. So how did grief change the way you see yourself as a mother?
I have always known myself to be strong.
Yes.
But grief brought the other side of me that is very soft, that I never knew existed. I'm not the type of person who would cry in public. Never. Not that I didn't have any feelings, but
Why?
I think it's because I was just brought up in a society
Yes.
whereby I just need to man up. You know, you're the
Yes.
firstborn.
Yeah.
You're a mother. You're the firstborn, so you need to man up. But I think with grief, my heart, I don't know how to put it,
Yes.
but met with the softness in me.
Yes.
And now I am a very emotional
Yes.
person that I never thought I was.
Well, I'm knowing about this now that she's very emotional because
am.
you don't seem like one.
Exactly. I know, because you're not even the first one to say this.
Yeah.
And you know the funny thing, even my mom, I don't think my mom knows this soft side of me.
No.
Because let me tell you something. So when she was not feeling well, you know, like I was here everything. I always said I was a doctor. I would research about your condition. I would talk to your doctors about your condition. You know, I would research because I wanted to stay alive.
Yes.
I was a nutritionist. I was your advocate. I was your pastor. I was your friend. I was just everything. So whenever I show up in the hospital with my mom, I would give her this, you know, this picture that, you know what, I've got this.
Yes.
You know, I've got this. So at times we would argue about food. There's a time when she wanted to have a burger, and I was like, no, you're not going to have a burger with your condition. You can't have a burger. You need something that is nutritious. You know, I would prepare some meals for you, nutritious meals for you. And obviously I feel bad later on and say, oh my God, why didn't I just let her? But because at the back of my mind then, I wanted to keep her alive.
Yes.
So I didn't want anything that could make her, maybe cause her to die early,
Yes.
you know. So I would try and do, and so I feel like there's a soft side of me that came out because
Yes.
of grief. And there's also, I know I've always been very empathetic, but I think now I'm empathetic even more because I understand that people have got a lot of things that they face, you know, and grief is one of the hardest things that really hit me hard. With grief, it was just, for me it's just different.
It's different. I'm actually glad I got to know more of your other side, and I can relate with you more because I am the firstborn as well.
Oh,
And
nice.
but for me, I got to be a very emotional person after I got married,
Okay.
after my first child, to say. So when I gave birth, I got to be this very emotional person when I'm watching a movie, crying and all that. But before I was the strongest person I know. So I guess we all have moments which change us to be, which shows us our other side of self.
Yeah, true.
It can be grief, it can be giving birth to your first child. It can be anything. And I'm so glad to know this. Now I know how to speak with you to make you more emotional.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think honestly this has been the hardest part because I'm one person who don't want to show people that I am
Yes.
feeling, you know, the pain.
Yes.
And to be honest, even if you had asked one of my friends, my best friend, she'll tell you that I'm this tough, you know,
Tough person.
girl and stuff. But I'm saying, no, I'm not even tough. Like, I'm not even tough. I don't even know what, like, the way they see it. I mean, people see it different, but I am this soft person, like, very soft. But everyone sees me, even my own siblings, they'll tell you, oh, she's very tough and she's very strict. But it's because I was taught to be more like a parent than a sibling or a sister. So I'm used to carrying this weight of being a parent, second parent, a co, you know, like a deputy parent.
Yes.
So I need to be strict. That's where that's where I'm coming
That's
from.
where it's coming from.
So yeah, I think it has got a lot to do with the background, the societal expectations as well, and just our own cultural backgrounds and grooming.
And how do you show up for your children whilst carrying grief? Because you have said you are still grieving, even though it may not be the same as soon after your mother passed away. But how do you show up for your children having grief in you? Do you still hide it as that strong person your mother taught you to be? Or you literally tell them that at this moment I need to be quiet, I need my time?
I think honestly, I'm learning to, because I've got boy children as well, and I really feel sorry for my kids because I always feel like, oh my God, I'm shortchanging them, because of my own background, you know. not only being the firstborn, but this superhero costume that I'm wearing, this face of a strong woman that I'm wearing. So now I'm trying to actually let them know that, you know what, I miss my mom. You know, I talk to them about it and I say, you know what, I miss my mother today. I just miss my mom. Yeah. So we do talk about that. I mean, I'm still finding it hard to really like just cry.
Express
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am also trying to teach them to be vulnerable, you know, if there's something that is hurting them, to tell me all about it. Because with my boys, especially my eldest, I think he finds it, I mean, whenever he's feeling something, he cries. You can tell that he's very angry and sad, but he cries. So I'm teaching them to also learn to express, tell me what's going on, so we can help each other, you know. It doesn't have to be anything perfect, it doesn't have to make sense, but at least talk to me so that I understand. So I remember, like, nowadays when we're watching a movie, if there's something that is emotional, they usually look at me because I'll start crying, you know. And it's funny that I'm doing that now because I never used to be that type, you know, showing my tears in public.
Yes.
No,
Oh, bless
because it was more like I viewed it more like as a weakness. Not that it was coming from me, but I think it's the people around that have made us think and feel
Yeah.
that, you know, if you're crying in public,
You're
you're
weak.
very weak. But I'm teaching my boys that crying is normal. It's human. It shows that you've got emotions.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
for
it's
that. Yeah.
it's more like a lesson to say, I'm trying. I'm in the process of learning a lot of things, and I want the best also for my children to know that feeling these feelings is normal. No feeling is
lighter than the
exactly,
other. Yeah.
and feel whatever you're feeling.
Yes.
It's acceptable to feel the way you're feeling, and it doesn't have to make sense to someone else. As long as you're feeling something, just feel it. Allow yourself to feel something.
Because it's your feeling.
Yes. So when I lost my mom, there was a time when I just did not want any connection with anyone.
Yes.
For whatever reason. There are lots of reasons. For example, if I thought that you didn't show up
On the funeral.
Or just throughout the process, you know,
Yes.
I feel like, so why should
We're
I?
not close.
I mean, we're not close. If you're not just there for me during this time, we are not really close. So there was a time when I just didn't want. I think I still do a little bit when I'm a little bit frustrated or depressed-ish or stressed. Let me use the word stressed, not depressed. I want that time to myself. I don't want anyone else. But I would also appreciate and thank all my friends, my community members, everyone who was there for me. Because to be honest with you, there are some people who were there for me, to be honest with you. And they might not really have all the time with me or done lots of things, but just people who would just be there for me, sending messages and just being there for me. And some were just praying for me, you know. I needed everything at that time. Prayers, I needed someone to be there physically.
Everything, yeah.
I needed the talks, you know. I needed the visitations. There's a lot of things that we all need that are different. But everyone who showed up for me during that time, I really want to appreciate and thank them, especially my family members, my siblings, my dad.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we're together. I mean, we're one in all this thing. And I think, yeah, we tried as a family to stick together and go through this together. So I really appreciate everyone and my family members for that, and my friends as well.
And what would you want to say to a grieving mother right now? They may have faced death, maybe a member of the family passed away some time ago or recently. Do you have any message you would want to give to this mother?
Okay, to all the mothers, let me face them.
Yes.
So I'll say to all the mothers, you are allowed to let your ball drop. You are not a superhero, and your children don't want to see you as a superhero. They want a human being.
Yes.
That is made of flesh and blood. You are allowed to cry. You are allowed to be vulnerable. You are allowed to show up only when you can. Even if the dishes are dirty, the laundry is dirty, you are allowed to just let it stay there, at least for a while, so that you can handle yourself and try and grieve and give yourself some grace and time. Showing those tears doesn't mean that you're a weak person. And not being able to do certain stuff doesn't mean that you're a bad mother, but it simply means that you're a human being. So you are allowed to feel whatever you're feeling and take each day at a time and feel each feeling as it comes. No one is going to judge you for that.
Thank you so much for very wise words. And I feel like what you have said today is going to help those who have not really faced this grief. I understand our friends may pass away, our uncles, our aunts, but it's different when it's your parent.
Yes.
And someone who has not lost their parents may not be able to understand the person who lost their parents. Also, it's good that we just leave everything in God's hands, because we may think that we are comforting, yet we are putting more damage on the grieving person.
Actually,
we are worsening the grief.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to mention a few things.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. So there are certain things that people say that, I mean, I know some of them don't intentionally mean to cause any harm. But let me give you an example of maybe where I come from.
Yes.
Being the firstborn, you are there, you are crying. Whether you're a mother or whatever, then they say, "Oh, the way you're crying, you need to stop crying, because what are your children gonna do, or your siblings? You're the firstborn, So that means you want me to try and mask my pain and be this superhero who stands up for everyone. But now I don't need that, because right now I am a daughter who's grieving.
Yes.
I'm not really a sibling. I'm not anyone's sister. I'm not anyone's mother at this point. I'm just being me, and in my grief, allow me to grieve. So there are certain things that people say that might not really mean any harm, but it causes harm, because we should let people be. When someone is grieving,
let them grieve.
Yes, and you don't even need to say anything, Prudence. You just need to be just there for them. Just sit with them. Just cry with them. You don't even need to say, "Oh, you've cried a lot." I mean, please keep
It's
quiet.
enough now.
It's enough. I mean, I know people say it in a good way at times, but I'm saying there are moments when I just want to cry. Allow me to. If you want to be there for me, just be there for me without.
You can just be quiet, just sitting there.
Yes, it helps a lot. That's number one.
And as a community, what do you think we should do better in terms of having a space for grieving mothers as a community?
I think, like what I was saying, you don't need to say anything to a mother who's grieving. You don't need to have this, some people feel like they need to say something. You don't even need to say something, because most of the times in the process of saying something, thinking you're comforting, you are actually destroying. And the other thing is, don't be judgmental. Don't be quick to judge. If someone is grieving their parent or whatever, their spouse or whoever, their child, and maybe after a month or two they are doing something else, don't be quick to point fingers and say, you just lost your wife, you just lost your child, now you're doing this. Maybe it's their own strategy of coping. How do you know? So just be there, be supportive to those that are grieving, be understanding more than being judgmental, because you may never know what they're going through.
No.
And the fact that someone is showing up doesn't mean that they have healed. The fact that someone is maybe coming even to church doesn't mean that everything is fine. They are also trying to seek for a God, and maybe seek for some answers. We've got lots of questions. When death comes and knocks at our doors, we have lots of questions that we want to understand. That a lot of things are not even making sense. So don't be quick to judge, but be supportive. And being supportive doesn't necessarily mean you need to talk or say something. Just being there and understanding, and even just telling your sister that, you know what, you don't have to be this superwoman now. Feel the pain that you're feeling. Go through the pain, all the emotions. Feel them. It's allowed. I think that is the most.
Best.
For me, I think that will mean a lot to a woman who's grieving.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Perseverance. This has been a very, very lovely talk, and we will have you again sometime soon.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure being part of your podcast.
That's okay. Looks like we have a lot to talk about.
Of course we do.
And you will see her again sometime soon.
Hopefully.
And I love her because she speaks up her mind. And I love that you are now this vulnerable person. I'm so happy I didn't meet you when you were that strong person before your mom passed away. Now I'm so happy you get to speak up your mind, you get to show who you are. And thank you for trusting us with your story today. I hope it will inspire so many people, so many mothers, that we all grieve differently. And it also reflects the death of our love for our loved ones after they have passed away.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can never realize how much we loved them until they have passed on. That's when we realize, I really loved this person. And to every mother who is grieving watching this, your love matters and your pain is seen. You are not alone. We have heard Perseverance story. And thank you so much for being part of this conversation. And thank you for watching. And by this, I'll say goodbye and see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.